Check, check. Check, check. Welcome to another edition of Should My Money Be Scared with Agent Cory Banks, Realtor 007. And with these shows, what we do is we tackle different aspects of real estate and how COVID-19 has affected those different aspects of real estate. And for the people that's been supporting the show, I greatly appreciate you and I thank you. Um, Today, I have a special guest, good friend of mine and one of my investors, and we're going to speak about private money investing. And I have people that ask me questions about it. Some people don't know about it. We're going to talk about where to find private money investors. We're going to talk about how you can actually be a private money investor. But before then, if you missed any shows, make sure you go to my YouTube channel, Agent Cory Banks, and catch up on those shows. And also go to IG, and you guys can follow me, Agent Cory Banks 007 on IG. And my email address is agentcorybanks@gmail. Now, without further ado, I'm going to bring my good friend on.
Oh, hey, got
Hey, oh, we have two people.
two people. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Hello,
Can you
ladies.
see?
Yes, I can see. Hello, ladies.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm great. Why don't you introduce yourselves to the people?
Okay. Sheri Mitchell, a real estate investor. I just fix and flip and have done some lending in the past.
Okay.
Yeah, Marion Bischoff, and mostly I'm also a real estate investor, home renovations, and mostly fix and flip.
And we are actually, you guys are actually sitting in one of your flips, correct?
Yes, it's my latest flip that I just completed early May,
Hmm.
and it's already under contract. Went under contract in 2 days.
In 2 days. Wow.
Yeah.
And as people are telling me that real estate is dying out because of COVID-19, but we just don't see that, right?
No.
No, I was worried about that. When I was nearing the completion of the project. It's right when this whole thing hit, and I
Hmm.
was like, God, what's that going to do to my resale price, and is it going to sit? But actually, kind of the opposite has been the fact that because the market's tight, there's very low inventory.
Right. Right.
So yeah,
Especially on the retail side. The inventory is low, definitely on the retail side.
yeah.
Um, and what about your business, Sheri?
Um, I know initially I thought might have trouble with contractors being able to work on projects because I had a couple um, that well, I hadn't just purchased, but they were under construction. And I
Hmm.
was wondering if contractors would be able to continue working, would it slow down? And so we've worked that out.
Hmm.
So that's good. We haven't had too much issue with it. And there's been some other contractors where their work had slowed down because they couldn't do retail work. A
Hmm.
lot of homeowners did not want contractors in their homes. Um, and I've been watching the market like I always do, looking at what's coming on the market, looked at what sold. The prices have not gone down or been adjustments have not been occurring.
Hmm.
Sales have been, in the neighborhoods that I'm in, have definitely on the market, gone back off the market really quickly. There's been multiple offers. So that kind of competition from homeowners folks trying to purchase homes,
Hmm.
like they are competing for properties that are on the market. And also understanding that if there are regular homeowners that put houses on the market, some of them, I guess, have taken them off, or people are leery about letting folks come in their homes
Hmm.
that they live in because of COVID. But,
Right.
you know, us rehabbers, our houses are vacant. So we don't have that issue as either. People can come in and out, at will.
And with that being said, if you are a rehab investor or you're looking to get into rehabs, you want to take a listen to this because one of the major things that we talk about is the money. And right now, because of the fact and right now, because of the fact that you have investors or you have houses that are still selling. Like I said, we what you said, it's been on the market for 2 days. And what's the what was the list price?
339, and I sold it at list.
Wow. What about what and if I'm asking too many questions, say Corey, shut up, mind your business. What about sellers help? Did you have any sellers help with that?
No, the only concession I made because I didn't. I decided not to put on a new roof
Mm-hmm.
because it wasn't leaking. It was not in terrible shape, but that was something that the buyer was concerned about.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I told her I was going to pay $7,000 towards a new roof, which really, I mean, normally that would have been part of my renovation expense anyways.
Right.
Right.
So it
So you
wasn't really a
still
seller's help.
right. Okay.
No, the extra. Yeah.
Now, since we're talking about your renovation, um, and we're talking about hard money, we're talking about private money, and the main thing we want to lead to private money. Um, did did you use private money or hard money for that deal?
I used hard money. I
Hard money.
have, yeah, I have, I mean, I have several hard money lenders that I work with,
Mm-hmm.
and one in particular that's been doing most of my renovations, funding most of my renovations. So he did the first lien, and I have a second lien, which what I would consider is more like a, a mix between private and hard money lender. I mean, the rates are more along a hard money lender, but
Mm-hmm.
that particular lender, does not do draws.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it's more like a private lender. They give you the money up front.
And,
So
and
when
I'm and I'm glad you said that because a lot we hear a lot about hard money, and normally hard money takes the first position, right? They want to take first position, which makes sense. But then we could actually combine hard money and private money with is something that what you've did with this done with this project, correct?
and I do that a lot because the a lot of the, especially now, one of the things that has changed or that I've heard that is some of the hard lenders that do it professionally
Mm-hmm.
um, decided not to really lend on a lot of flip projects because they're nervous about what the market might look like
Right.
some months from now. I mean, right now it's still good, but we don't know what the effects are going to be.
Well, I think one of the things is some of the hard money lenders have adjusted their lending criteria a
Right.
bit, where they may have been covering full renovation and rehab, and now um, they're covering, maybe went from maybe 70, 72 to 60, 65%. So they just
Mm-hmm.
want you to have a little more funding, or we'll say, here, go get a second for the rest. So that's
Mm-hmm.
where a lot of private money lenders can come in and help and get a really good return. So it's advantageous to them at this point because they can, private money lender that might have 20, 30, $40,000 can come in and supplement that first position loan,
Mm-hmm.
still be pretty secure in their position because what the actual value of what they're lending for, um, there's a lot of equity there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even
Right.
with the renovation and purchase cost, um, you're still at like 65%. So, like I said, you could end up with a lot of equity. Your risk is still really low. So, I think it's a great time for private money lenders to come in, or people who do have some funds that they want to invest. They definitely have an advantage at this point.
So let's really dig into this. And before I do that, if you're just joining the broadcast, you're watching Should My Money Be Scared with Agent Cory Banks, Realtor 007. And today we're talking about private
Oh,
money,
gotcha.
where to find
Okay.
how to be a private money lender, where to find the
Mhm.
money, things like
You're
that.
Uh,
muted.
So if you guys have any questions, any comments, please leave them in
Corey,
the
we
comment
can't hear
section.
you.
You can't hear me? Wait a minute, give me a second.
Right.
What he did?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
is that better?
Maybe it's
Can you
rebooting
hear me?
himself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can hear.
Okay. See, I've had enough problems to know to maneuver around these things, right? But if you guys have any questions, any comments, please leave them in the comment section, and I'll make sure I'll get those questions answered for you. So let's get into it. First of all, because you have some newer investors, some investors who are, or some people who are thinking about investing, and we're talking about hard money and private money, and what's the difference between the two? And for your definition, what's the difference between hard money and private money?
So I would think with hard money, a number of times it is someone who's doing this. It's their business. They're doing it professionally. Um, they may have combined funds with um, some institutions that have or some type of large line of credit.
Mm-hmm.
So it may be their money, a business money, or a combination of a number of investors who have come together to become hard money lenders. Their
Mm-hmm.
rates are normally higher.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they the
Higher.
risk points are higher.
Right.
It's a little more difficult to get their funding. Not as difficult as a bank.
Mm-hmm.
They'll come out to the property, do draws. They have a number of fees that are typically associated with those loans.
Mm-hmm.
With private money, normally um, it is someone like an individual's personal funds.
Right.
Typically,
Mm-hmm.
the interest rates are more favorable. Typically, you don't have points associated with those loans. A lot of times, as Marion said, there'll be lump sum
Mm-hmm.
for the renovation costs, or sometimes they'll also do some draws, but typically it could be a lump sum. Um, and a lot of them are relationship based that you've
Right.
developed over time. You know someone. It may not be like a totally personal relationship, but you've developed relationships over time where they've seen your work, your property, um, and are willing to come out and do some type of investing on the property that you have. And the other thing is, a
Right.
lot of times it'll be a smaller amount. They may say, "Hey, I want to get into real estate. Can I partner with you?" And I say,
Right.
"Sure." So you may take like 10 grand, 20,000, and be able to maybe pay for the closing and give them a
Mm-hmm.
lot more money than they would get from it sitting in their bank getting 1% or less. They could
Right.
end up getting 5, 10, 15, 5 to 6% on their funds. Um, so yeah, there's a lot more flexibility in the terms. You kind of
So
negotiate the terms.
so when we talk about private money is more relationship based, where you're saying hard money is more of an investor strategy or investment type of strategy, so to speak, right? But you've also brought up one thing, as far as banks, and I do get a lot of questions about, well, why would I use a hard money lender versus a bank? Why? So to that question, of course I have my answer, but to that question, from your definite or from your experiences, why would you use hard money versus a bank when you're doing a rehab project?
Well, in my case, I mean, there's a couple of things. Banks typically take a lot longer to underwrite a deal or to
Mm-hmm.
give you green light unless you have like an established line of credit with the bank that
Mm-hmm.
you can draw on short notice. And they banks typically the big difference I think is with most banks they don't look at their lending criteria as far as the deal itself. they look more as you as the person. Do they want to lend money to you? Is your credit score a certain way? They look at things including debt to income ratio versus most hard money lenders. They will just look at the deal and say, does the deal make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Is there enough spread so that the investor doesn't get themselves into trouble and the project.
Oh, went out. Well, there you go. But I can't hear you guys. Give me 1 second. I can't hear you. You guys went out. Give me a second.
What is
There you
going
go.
on?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I lost him again.
Can you hear me?
Lost him. God.
Oh, yeah, can
Can
hear.
you? Can you?
It may be
Okay.
a problem. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but
You can hear us, but we can't hear you.
you can't hear
Yeah.
me again?
Right,
Ah.
we cannot hear you.
Give me a second.
Do not disturb. It's still- oh, you know what?
Hello? Is
What?
is someone calling you
Oh,
guys? Is
we
that what's
yeah,
happening?
can hear you.
Wait a minute.
Do not
Is some
disturb, but let me
Yeah, put it on do
let
not
me bounce
disturb.
off it. I
That's
did, but
probably
I
what's
think
happening. Hello?
time.
Yeah, that's probably what's
Okay, hold
happening when you receive a phone call.
Yeah,
You have to
It
set
but
different
this is
time.
yeah. I have to. Not, there we go. I turned. Yeah,
look,
yeah. Turned it off. And,
this is live
there we
TV.
go. Yep. That. Yeah.
There you go. This is live TV. And
Right.
and
Yeah. I
and
went.
and,
Yeah. I
and again,
modified
you're
it.
watching
I,
you're watching Should My Money Be Scared with Agent Cory Banks, Realtor 007. And today we are speaking with these lovely young ladies who have rehabbed this wonderful property, and we're talking about private money. And right now we're discussing the differences of hard money and private money. And if you guys have any questions, any comments, please leave them in the comment section, and I'll be sure to either put the comments up or have those questions answered for you. Um, oh,
no,
so what
you
was
had
saying?
asked about bank. Oh,
Right.
I'm sorry.
No, no,
You
you're
had
fine. You're
asked
fine.
about bank lend. Go ahead. Oh, shoot, Corey.
You can hear
What?
me. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But one of the thing, another thing about the bank lending is that it can be slower. A lot of times when you're an investor, you want to be able to quickly go to closing.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be able to be aggressive
Mm-hmm.
and know that you'll be able to close on a deal. With banks, there may be additional stipulations or delays that could prevent you from closing when you initially agreed to close.
Right.
So you need just being aware of that as well is kind of can be a problem. Where hard money, like Marion stated, it's going to be based off of the deal. So if you're bringing a hard money lender or a private lender, um, your criteria, you're saying here, this is what I'm going to buy the property for. This is what the property is going to be worth after it's repaired. They
Mm-hmm.
can quickly make a decision. Um,
And the reason I like these conversations because when I speak to investors who are looking to come into the game, and one of the first thing they say is, well, my credit. They may have the money, but it's I don't my credit, so I can't get a loan. And I like having these conversations because of the fact that whether it's the creative structures or even when we're talking about the lending, it gives other options where people think they don't have any other options. You know,
exactly.
and so and let's be clear. And Sheri, move over a little bit.
This
Move.
way?
Yeah, because you're like out of the. No, there you go.
Yeah.
Have-
Wait, wait.
they,
Is it,
no,
I'm
no, no,
not
no.
on the
I,
ground.
I understand we're social distancing, but for this purpose, I need you guys close together.
Okay.
Um, but let's be clear, even with like you said, with some hard money lenders, they are still asking for credit, for your credit score. But they are those hard money lenders who are just looking at the deal. And then when we're talking about private lending is normally someone someone you've built a relationship with, and all that good stuff. And let's see. Um, Someone says, so with a bank, hey, what's up, Tam? So with a bank, it will take longer to get a loan. Correct.
Right. Right.
Correct. Normally with the bank, it takes longer to get a loan. And here's the other part with the bank. The other part with the bank, because they have specified uh, products for not really, and it's not really for investing. Um, those products normally we're talking about like a 203k loan, which is an FHA product, and that's for someone who's going to live in the property. There's very to my knowledge, there's very few banking products that's looking directly that's geared to directly um, help investors who are looking to rehab. That's when you're looking at the hard money loans and at the private money loans. Um, just to give you a little insight. But now let's talk about the fees that are associated with which we kind of touched upon. Now you have hard money and you have private
Mhm.
money. How are the fees different between hard money and private money?
But with private money, there's generally very limited to no fees associated with private money.
Let's say
So,
that one more time.
say, generally with private money, there are no fees.
Wait a minute.
Um,
We
you
so
can
you're
have me.
telling me now I'm gonna act as if I'm just hearing this. I'm just finding this out, right? So you're telling me that someone is willing to lend me their money for almost I'm not gonna say next to nothing, but it's not gonna charge me a bunch of fees. There's an option like that.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
got to
What
see
it is?
who. Yeah, well, you have to look at who you also pick your private lenders. I
Right.
mean, a true private lender really is not doing this as a business at all. They're
Mm-hmm.
just looking, they're chasing a better rate of return than what they're getting in their CD or what they're getting out of other investment vehicles, which right now they're in very low. So to them, 5%, 6% sounds awesome compared to what they got on their CD with
And
1%.
exactly. That's what I was gonna say. What's the average retirement you're looking at anywhere between 1% and 3% for the
Right.
year, right? With if I
Yeah,
were a private money lender and you're saying you're gonna give me 6%, right? Let's be generous. Let's say 10%. You're gonna give me 10% back, right, on the money
Right.
that I'm gonna loan you. What's the normal time frame you're giving that money back?
We figure 6 to 8 months, they're getting 10% back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even try to stay away from those.
yeah. No, I mean that would be something. I mean, if you're doing business with private money, I mean, personally, I want to know where their money is coming from
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that it's because real estate, I mean, it's not like a CD. It's not cut and dry in terms of the length of time that money is going to be out. It's always an estimate, but you don't want to take money, I think, from people who say, well, I need it. I can loan it for you for 3 or 4 months, but then I really need it.
Right.
It really needs to be money they don't need back in any particular
Disposable.
time.
Mm-hmm.
That's really there for retirement. They don't
Right.
want to touch. So it's not a big deal if your project runs a month or two over the
Mm-hmm.
estimated frame. You're not going to get into a situation where, like, oh my God, now I need my money back. I need
And
my money. You
and and,
know.
le- and let's be clear because we're talking about the differences in fees. Hard money normally you're looking at like 4%, 4 points up front. You're looking at anywhere between 12 to 15%. Then you have your junk fees, you have your appraisal, you have your draws. Every time you get a draw,
Right.
they charge you a fee. So you have all these different fees, and
Right.
normally those fees are non-negotiable, and you have
Right.
to factor these
Negotiable and non-refundable.
and non-refundable, and you have to
Right.
factor these fees into your numbers when you're doing your numbers. But we're looking at private money, where is private money is normally more
Mhm.
flexible. Correct? You
Right.
can
Correct.
is based off of how you negotiate. Correct?
Correct.
Well, that's what you just mentioned, a major differentiator. When you're dealing with a bank or with a hard money lender, they're in control of the terms and the
Right.
fees.
Right.
if when you're negotiating with the private lender, you kind of set the you set the interest rate or whatever. You make them an offer basically, and say, hey,
What do you want?
what
What
do you
terms do you
would
want?
what kind of return would you consider a good return?
Mm-hmm.
And and
Hmm.
go on that basis. But it's not like they have specific terms and
Yeah.
that's a
There,
major difference, because
there's
Right.
private money lenders, definitely, most of them don't bend too much.
right. So
you know
with the private lenders, you're negotiating those terms based what it is that they're looking for, and a lot of times it's more than what they're getting in other investment vehicles that they have. If it's sitting in a bank, if it's in a 401k, and the other thing is that right now, I think a lot of people are aware of it, that if you have a investment property, you have a piece of real estate, you're attaching your loan, your investment to a piece of property. You're
Mm-hmm.
not attaching to something that's as volatile as maybe the stock market. And you can go see it. You can put your
Well,
hands on it. You can
well,
see
real
the
quick,
process.
let's real quick, let's dig into that, because
Okay.
you're touching on some things. Let's break it down a little more. You're saying that you're attaching a piece of paper to a property. Why is that important? Why would I want to attach my name and a piece of paper to a property, and I'm giving you $50,000 of my retirement money? Why would I do that?
Okay. Well, property. Well, it has value.
Mm-hmm.
You can assess that value. You can see it, how it performed over a long period of time. You can look at and compare what is the value of that property and
Mm-hmm.
how much you're actually lending for that
Right.
property. You can go, like I was saying, you can go see that piece of property. Holding a piece of paper for a stock, it could go up today. It could
Uh-huh. Well,
go
there
straight
you go.
down.
Hopefully no one's calling you again. That's why. Someone called you again? Oh, wait a minute. There you go. We
Yeah, I blocked it. I don't know. Hmm.
Hopefully it's not that contractor.
Yeah.
That's um well, right. So right. You have, which is normally basically you have a lien on a property, because of the fact that um now, but you're comparing that,
You have.
to a stock from this position.
Hmm.
Why is that more secure as a private money lender? Now I have this piece of paper. I'm going to attach it to this property. Why is that more secure? Why is my money more secure on this versus a stock?
Well, yeah, the big difference I would tell people when they ask that, if you invest in stocks, you have basically nothing tangible. That investment is only going to make you profit when the stock is up, when you actually sell it. If you don't sell it and the next week it goes back down, you made nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's completely different concept. And if you're an investor, private money investor, and you hold a lien on a property, you have you have more secure, especially if you're in first position. Really,
Yeah.
that property is being sold. You're definitely, you have to be paid back.
Mm-hmm.
That we as investors cannot sell the property and decide, oh well, I don't think I'm going to pay my private lender. It's not an option. It's
Mm-hmm.
automatic.
It
It's
just
you basically, the private investor is like a bank that holds a
mm-hmm.
mortgage.
Right.
Most people understand that concept.
Right.
So they're guaranteed. I mean, you shouldn't say guaranteed, but they're more
Watch
assured of
watch it now.
when well, no, if the property sells and it sells at enough money to cover all the liens, you are guaranteed to get the money, because the liens have to be paid off before I, as the investor, get anything. I don't get a
Right.
penny until all the liens from mortgages are paid off.
Right.
And you're dealing with experienced, and I would hope you're dealing with experienced investors. Um, and when we're going to get the loan. So if you have a loan in first position, or you come in a lot of times as private money lenders, you may be coming in at second position.
Wait a minute. They're saying they can't hear us. Give me a second. They're saying they can't
Okay.
hear us. Give me a second. Wait a minute. And thanks for letting us know. Give me a second. All right. Thumbs up. Thumbs up if you guys
No,
can
just
hear
see
us now.
post comment.
If you can't hear us, please give me a thumbs up. But you guys can hear me, right? Okay.
We can hear
But
you.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Continue.
Oh, I was saying that um, you're hopefully you're dealing with experienced investors, and one of the things that we want to be able to do, because we're investing as well, is we want to make money. That's the whole
Right.
point of what. So there needs to be enough value to not only purchase the property, renovate the property, and then me as a rehab or a fix and flipper to have enough funds left over for me to make a profit. Um, so not only first position, second position, all the lien holders, um, they'll be paid back.
Mm-hmm.
You, like I said, if you are a private investor, you're able to see what the value of properties in the area that you're investing in. What are they selling for? What are they historically sold
Right.
for?
Because what happens as as a rehabber, or as any investor who's looking to purchase a property, there's a process that we have to go through. First, we have to find out what the houses are selling for in the area. We have to find out what the
Yes.
repair cost is going to be. We have to find out what our numbers are going to be. So pretty much we're running all of the numbers before we go to that private money or that hub, wherever we're going to get our funding, we're running our numbers first. And what you're saying is, being a private money investor, already you're purchasing a hard asset that already has equity into the property as you're gonna renovate it and bring that equity out. So now, when the project is done, I'm going to sell the project because you're the lien holder, or the bank, the same, because a bank is a lien holder. You're a lien holder on the bank. That property cannot sell because the title won't clear. That property cannot sell without the private money lender getting paid first. So and that's pretty much what you're saying is that's how your money is secured in this hard asset, and how you get your money back, and of course your investment. Is that correct?
Actually, you can.
And you have a lien, like you have a piece of property, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a lien against that property,
Mm-hmm.
and what you've invested in already has more value than your investment.
Exactly. Right.
Right.
Now,
I think
the
when
mm-hmm.
you talk to private investors that are interested, or private lenders, sorry, that are interested in taking a look at that,
Mm-hmm.
maybe to put it in a nutshell for them to feel more comfortable is part of what Sheri says. The people who are looking for those private lenders' money are in it for profit. And it wouldn't make sense for us to try and get money from anybody for a project that we don't think is going to make profit for us. And we, the rehabbers, are actually the last to get paid for
Right.
whatever
Yeah.
is over. Is we
Exactly.
get
Yeah.
paid. Everybody
Right.
else gets paid. The agents,
Yes.
the lien
Yes.
holders.
Yes.
The contractors.
Yeah,
Yes.
So
we're
yeah,
the
They
last to get
contractors
paid.
get paid before everybody.
yes, right. That's important. See, yeah,
Um,
it's not a hobby.
not at all, not at all. And again, you guys are in one of Miriam's latest rehabs, and we're gonna look at that. Gonna take a look at it, towards the end. Correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
And that, I didn't feel very confident with that. Yes. Um. But so
Yes.
now, now a lot of times I hear I can't find the money. I don't know where to find these people, and then the people standing next to them or some people are looking for more money on their retirement, or whatever the case may be, and not realizing that they can be a private money investor. There's different ways to invest in real estate. With that being said, how how do you find these people? How would you find a private money investor?
You go first.
Okay. I'll tell you what. When I first started in real estate, I actually was a lender, private money lender.
Okay,
Um,
I didn't know that. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So that's how I got into it. Actually,
Hmm.
it was easier, but to actually find the private money lenders now, and I open up my phone and I go through all my contacts
Mm-hmm.
and start calling them.
What?
But
And your phone? You're finding private money
I,
lenders in your phone?
I
You have
am a
you
lot.
have really rich
Yeah,
friends, right? Is that what it is?
no, it's being be what are what's one of the sayings is becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable. But
Mm-hmm.
um, there's a lot of people either they have funds that they're not getting a great return on,
Right.
um, or they have a retirement account. Same thing. They may have a self-directed IRA, they may have a
Mm-hmm.
401k, but it's not getting either consistent return,
Mm-hmm.
or it's just sitting, or it's getting low returns.
Mm-hmm.
So I have conversations with those folks and just let them know that hey, I invest in real estate. This is my history. This is what you can make.
Mm-hmm.
I have a project upcoming. Would you like to, take a look at it? And let them. And then one of the things I say is like, do you have funds, or do you know anyone who may have funds that would like to invest? And I say this to every and anybody that's in my contact list. And I've gotten a lot of referrals that way, and some thank yous as well, saying, "Oh, great! I'm glad you thought about me. Yeah, I have $20,000. I was trying to think about what I might want to do with it." And then they turn around and make, a good amount of return in maybe 6 months, 8 months that they wouldn't have made
And
otherwise.
let me stop you
Or
for a
I've also
second. Let me stop you for a second. You're telling me that if I know somebody that has $20,000, as we normally think about, you'll need 100,000, 200, $500,000 in order to lend money to invest in real estate. But you're saying someone could have $20,000 and still invest in real estate. How is that possible? How is it possible?
some,
Help me.
someone could have 5,000, someone could have 10,000.
Five thousand. Oh.
Well, it helped. Those types of funds may not be able to finish out a rehab, but they
Mm.
could help you get to closing table. They
Right.
could help you make money deposits.
Mm-hmm.
So that's valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes also, I mean, the small amounts. I mean, for us as rehabbers or whatever, you participate in auctions a lot of times,
Mm-hmm.
and the
That's a good point. Yeah.
auction deposit money
Mm-hmm.
is in some cases 15, $20,000 to just even participate in the auction. And I mean, if depending on timing, we may not have that money in the bank because it's tied up in a project. So if we have some private investor that we know that is in that price range, that's what they
Mm-hmm.
have, we could call them and say, hey, I mean, I want to bid on this property, but, I mean, I'm looking to cover the deposit.
Mhm.
And if I get obviously, if I get the loan, then, I mean, if I get the property rather,
Mm-hmm.
then, it'll be financed with a larger loan and I either pay you back in 3 months or whatever. You negotiate that. I've done that just
Right.
recently. Because, I mean, I just talked to a friend of mine and said, hey, do you have like $15,000 that you would
Mm-hmm.
like to invest? And I offered him 10%. It's probably going to be for 3 months. And then I should be able, I'll be able to pay you back.
Eh,
But if I hadn't gotten that money at that point and it was short notice, I wouldn't have been able to do that auction because I
So
just
let
didn't have that money sitting in my bank at that time.
and let's be clear, because I want to clear some things up, some of these misconceptions that has been going on for a long time when it comes to real estate and investing in real estate. There's so many different ways to invest in real estate. And, you know, everyone's looking for the big score, but let's be honest. You can have 500 to $1,000 and still be a private money investor because, like to the point that you said, even to get in a deal, let's say I need an EMD because my money is tied up, or an earnest money deposit, right? Which is that's an EMD, and I don't have that $1,000. If I go to a friend who has $1,000, and hey, being and if you are the private money investor, there's no guideline as what you can really ask for. They're saying 6%, but at the same time, it's your money. And if you want to negotiate, you know, um, 500, 1,000, 5,000, 15,000, 20 on up. If you want to negotiate the terms in which you're going to lend your money out, you could do that. So, for instance, look, Sheri asked me for 1,000. Let's break the numbers down a little, just a little. Sheri asked me for $1,000 because she has her money tied up in a property for for whatever. Her money's tied up. She need $1,000. Corey, can you give me $1,000? Yeah, I can do that for you. Now I'm a private money investor to get into this deal. And she may ask, well, how much would you need back? I need $1,000 back. I need 100% on my money, right? Now, depending on how bad she want to get into that property, she can say, you know what, I can swing that. So now, and she may pay it back within 30 days, right? So now I made an extra $1,000 just for saying, here, take my
No.
money. No, I'm just saying, no, but it,
Yeah, I
I'm
got you. I got you.
right. I'm just saying. I mean, now I don't know many people that many investors, but again, it depends on how good that deal and how badly you want that deal. But it can be as simple as that, and or it can be as
Right.
complex.
It's
You know,
possible. Yeah. I
um,
just lent someone
huh?
2,000.
You
Oh,
say,
I was just saying, I just loaned someone 2,000, and it was for a week,
mm-hmm.
and we have a really good relationship. I was like, here, take the 2,000. I want $100 back. It was like
Yeah,
5, 6 days.
right. So you made $100. But hey, it was more than what you had, right? Um, so let's be clear. Um, Being a private money investor, you can because you said you just pick up your phone and just start calling numbers. But there's other ways to find these private money investors. Or if you are listening to the broadcast, you yourself may be in a position to be a private money investor. Your 401k, look at your 401k, look at your IRAs, look at your if you have a life insurance policy that builds equity and you can borrow against that, you can be a private money investor. If you have disposable funds, you can be a private money investor. You know, so it's
It has a paper route.
it, look, it's funny because I speak to some of my other investors, and we have conversations, and what some of them are doing, they're having their kids be private money investors, but they're setting up LLCs for their kids, and it's like before they're 18, so they have like maybe um certain funds that set up for their kids, and they're taking those funds and using it to do these deals and putting the money back into the fund to help build it through that
Mhm.
LLC. You know, um, Now we found out where we can find it. Could be somebody as close as as a phone call, right? Family, friends, um, and I think I kind of touched on that. But how can a person become a private money lender?
Um, I guess get in contact with someone who is looking for funds.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there are, and the thing is, I'll say one of the reasons why I became a private money lender before rehabbing is
Mm-hmm.
because the process is pretty straightforward. You
Mm-hmm.
know that you're going to have some terms, so you're going to specify how much money, who's going to receive the money for how long, what the interest rate is going to be. So you have kind of a term sheet. You'll also have a promissory note. You'll have loan documents. So there's some standard things that you would have and put in place to actually secure the loan. You'd go to a title company. They would create your loan documents for you, so it's not like you, as a private money lender, have to know everything. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
be at a title company. The title company will create the necessary documents and also put the lien in place um, for the note that you have or for the funds that you're lending.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to make sure that you do have a lien against the property that you're loaning for. So,
And and I have a question from Tam, and she's asking if someone wanted to purchase at auction, how long do you have to pay back that loan? How do you get a loan for an auction? She says she's heard that your house has to sell first, I guess, before you can purchase. Um, since I'm interviewing you guys, I'm gonna let you take it first.
if you want to
What,
answer,
what was the question again? Say
because it's
again.
3-part question.
Yeah.
Three parts.
What
So
was
let's
the
break. All right. So she said, first, if someone wanted to purchase at auction, how long do you have to pay that loan back? Pay back that loan. That's the first part.
if you purchase at auction?
Mhm. So if they're the lender, if they're
Yeah.
the lender, okay, say this individual is loaning the $10,000 to go to the auction.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
well, that depends on I mean, I would know my cash flow. I mean, me asking for the money, I know what my cash flow is going to look like, and I would tell them, okay, based on my assessment, I would say, I mean, I can. It depends on the situation,
So
I mean, it may be as
But
soon as a
what?
couple of days,
Yeah, it depends on the
or
terms of the loan. Really,
a
yeah.
couple of weeks.
It, it depends on
it's
the terms of the loan.
terms. You
Yeah,
negotiate.
yeah. I mean, if like you
I mean,
said,
if
if
I mean,
mhm.
oh, sorry,
No, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, you were saying, go ahead.
I, well, it depends. If I take a deposit money, let's say for an auction to go to an auction,
Mm-hmm.
um, it it could be a situation. Okay, if I don't get the property at that auction, that the money I decide. I mean, I'll return the money within 2 days and
Mm-hmm.
give them a nominal interest. Let's say, depending on the amount they lend to me, give them $100, $200, just for having the money for a day or two to go to the auction, just to be able to even register and put in a bid.
Right.
I mean, I've done that, not many
And,
times, but yeah.
and let's be clear. What to the main part to your question, Tam, is it depends. It really depends on the terms of that loan. And as if you're speaking of going directly to a bank, the bank are gonna have certain criteria, certain terms, certain that in order to pay that property back. Um, if you're using the hard money lender, they're gonna have their terms, and but if you're using private money, that private money lender that you may have that better relationship with, that everything is going to be a little different. So it really depends on the terms. Oh, she said got it.
Well, with the private lender, the terms, like I said earlier, are negotiable. You just you
Definitely.
just have to negotiate upfront and tell them, hey, I think I'm going to need the money. Let's do whatever, so and so many months, and with an extension if it's needed. And you basically spell out the terms, because a lot of private money lenders, they're not familiar enough with the process. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I do the legwork for them. I create the documents for them. I
Mm-hmm.
suggest the terms that make sense. And if they have questions, but most people, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. They
Mm-hmm.
either comfortable with the terms or they're not. I
and, and
mean,
to
that's the end of story.
and to be clear, like your point earlier, they're not looking to make income off of it. they're they're looking to add that part to their retirement. So they're not looking for immediate income. So they tend to be a little more flexible because of that. Um,
Yeah.
with
Cory, could I
uh-huh.
also say that loans, I'm sorry, some loans are, the majority of them are secured with a piece of real estate, right?
Hmm.
Some private money lenders are loaning, like for to go to an auction. So it's an unsecured loan. So
Hmm.
there's, with private money and with lending, there is the difference. Some of it is secured, and then some is non-secured. So a secured loan, you're going to the title company, they're putting a lien against a piece of property, and you're paid back when the house sells.
Hmm.
Then there's non-secured private lending. So if you have
Hmm.
that $1,000, 5,000, 20,000 that you want to invest, some of those loans are not secured with a piece of property. You're essentially loaning it to me, to Marion, to an individual, and saying, okay, we're going to still have a loan document with some terms in it, but it's non-secured note.
Right. And I know a lot of people get confused. There are people that get confused about the unsecured versus secured. The best way to really explain it, when you're talking about secured versus unsecured, for instance, your credit card is an unsecured loan. It's not backed by anything. They're saying, okay, um, you charge this, and you're gonna make the promise to pay back whatever you charged, and you may have some interest or whatever, but you're making a promise to pay back whatever you've charged. But
Mhm.
but then you have a secured credit card, which they're saying, okay, I'm gonna let you use my money, but I need you to put up something of value. I need you to. I'm gonna give you a $500 credit card, but you gotta put up 300. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference of the two. And real estate being the secured, most of the time is secured. Your bank is putting the lien. Your bank is securing the loan that they're giving you, secured by that piece of real estate. But then you have other where I'm just gonna loan you the money, and you're gonna make the promise to pay me back, whatever our terms are. Was
Yes,
that be would
you
that be
still have
accurate?
a loan. Yes, so you still
Mhm.
have a loan document that you sign, have notarized. Um,
A promissory note.
yes,
Yeah. No matter what the loan amount is,
yes.
I would recommend that. I mean, really, when you're talking about unsecured loans, it's I mean, that's why private lenders. I mean, it's more like Sherry said. It's usually more of a relationship based thing.
Hmm. Right.
Um, so that's where most people would start looking for private money lenders in their inner circles,
Well,
family, close
well, give
friends.
me 1 second, because they're saying they can't hear us again. 1 second. Wait a minute. Uh,
That's what I
okay. Can you hear
mean.
me?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's
Can you hear me?
possibly,
Hello. Hello.
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I can,
But to make sure,
we can.
this going in and out. I don't know what's happening. It could be, it was raining earlier, so I feel like I'm using the same excuse that Nelly used. Oh, you probably didn't see that. Never mind. You probably didn't. The verses. if if if
Yeah.
if if the people that's watching, if they watch verses, they'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. But don't
No.
mind me. Don't. It's okay. It's all right. Um, well, let's do this because we're getting close to the time.
So,
Um,
yeah.
would you guys mind taking us on the tour of the new rehab that took 2 days to get it?
Yeah.
Look, I'm happy for you. 2 days to get it under contract, full list price.
Under contract. Yeah, yeah, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna unplug you. Are you able to see?
Yeah, I can see.
So,
I might now understand. I might hate a little bit because I wasn't the agent on it, but it's okay though. It's all right.
oh,
Um,
all right, all right. I know. Look,
yeah. So
I'm trying to show it. I'm trying to see what you see.
okay.
So I'll show you this staircase. So I think Marion had this opened up in the nights.
Yeah, it
And
was
And
frozen.
go ahead.
and what's the specs? How many bedrooms? How many baths? Is it finished basement? Tell me about it.
It's 4 bedrooms and
Okay.
2 baths. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath on the first level, and 2 bedrooms and 1 bath on the second level.
Okay.
Yep.
And
It's like trying to figure out. Yes.
got the exposed
Can
brick.
you see it?
Yeah, I can see. I can see. Now, is there any? Are there any other projects that's coming up?
Yeah, I just put something under contract,
Look at me trying to
a
see
row
what we're seeing.
home that I'm getting started on.
Okay.
Okay.
And I saw pictures of the bathroom. Let's check out that bathroom. Is that the bathroom that we saw the pictures of earlier?
So this is the hall bath.
Okay.
I'm trying to. I know. It's like trying to do this. Oh wait. Look at this. Wait. Look, wait. I want to see. Look at this. Okay.
What is? Oh.
Those are German toilets.
German toilets
Without tank. Well, the tank's in the wall. You can't
Aren't we fancy? German. You say without the tank? The tank is in the wall.
The tank is in the wall.
Yeah.
Aren't we fancy?
And that's
It has
is
a
it upstairs?
bidet.
The other one.
It has a bidet as
We're
well.
running up the stairs. Say that again.
Does it have a bidet as well?
No, it's not.
Is it okay? Wait a minute. See if we get some light here.
Let's see that tub. Look at that tub.
Can you see
Yeah.
the top?
I can see the tub. Yeah.
Nice. You like the
Okay.
tile around it?
Yes, I see.
Marble.
Is it a shower?
Say that again.
Did they have a shower as well?
Yes.
Oh.
Show it to you. Look at that.
Oh. Okay.
And nice floor. Okay. And that looks like it is a large walk-in closet, if you can see it. Look at me trying to take you through upside down, right? Like, where are we? Yeah. So it's
Just-
a bathroom.
Just know this. Sheri would not be my camera person.
I don't know what we're seeing. Are you laughing at me, right? So
Yes.
look, it has a little, huh?
Yes, I am. Yes.
But look, what's the best way to do it?
No, look. What is that? The chandelier? Let me see the chandelier. Got the is that's the master bedroom?
Master bedroom right here. It has
Okay.
here's a closet, a little sitting area, and it leads into the bathroom.
I don't know. I'm like spinning around in a circle. He's
Okay,
laughing at me.
let's leave this room now, Sheri. Let's see the rest of the house.
Well, no, there's another room.
Second bedroom up here. Yeah.
Second bedroom. There we
Let me see the bottom. You know what? I'm gonna have to get a whole new camera crew now.
Put on some light. Okay. I mean, there's the finished basement, but I don't know what we're looking at now. I'm just running down.
Well,
the
we're
stairs.
looking at highlight real. Oh my goodness! The camera person is not supposed to be in the front. Highlight the fireplace.
All right.
Let's take a look at that sitting area over there.
Is there more light? You see it?
Yeah, I see it. Okay.
Look at that.
All right. Let's move to the basement.
All right. We're moving to the basement. I'm getting ordered around.
We're going through the kitchen now.
Through the kitchen. Into the basement.
Into the basement.
Wow. Yep. It's nice down here. So.
I see what they did with the support beam there. Go back. No, not that one. Go.
Here.
There you go.
The support beam is painted out. What is this? It's
some sort of a stone. I don't know.
So it was here originally, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that was already there. Oh, okay. It goes perfectly with the basement. All right.
You're able to see the detail. This was painted. You see the ceiling is painted.
Uh-huh.
Spray painted instead of doing because it's kind of low ceiling
Mhm.
height, so I want to add,
A drywall.
Drywall to
It would maybe bring down the height.
Yeah, you lose another.
And what kind of floor is this?
This is vinyl.
So a vinyl floor in the basement.
Yeah,
Is-
this is waterproof vinyl. That's not glue. It's just a floating floor.
Is
So
is there a backyard as well?
backyard, did you say?
Yeah, is there a backyard?
Can we go out? Backyard, and yeah, we go out the back or upstairs? Kitchen. All right. Did you check out these stairs to the basement?
Yeah, I saw the stairs.
All right, nice. All right. He's, I'm the camera
What?
person in the house, right?
But why are you stomping up the stairs though? Are you upset? So we're gonna check
Yes.
out the backyard now.
Ooh, nice picture. Oh, oops. Oh, that was just me. That was me making noise.
Let's check out this the backyard. Okay.
Ah, there's a garage. Yeah.
We have a garage. Okay. And
Yes, one car. All right.
it's a
Nice
nice size
size
backyard. Yeah, nice size backyard.
See that? There's your garage, backyard.
Tell your new buyer they can't have a cookout without inviting me.
Okay. Yeah, we'll let you know that. But it's just the side of the house. We can walk around the front. It's
Yeah.
not raining. And you did not take on that. It's pretty good at work. So we're walking.
Yeah, we were supposed to be on set over there, but it was raining and I didn't want to get my hair wet.
Yeah, all that hair. I maybe a spit shine, right?
You know.
Copy. But as we said, it's under contract 2 days.
Full
What?
list price. And
Yeah.
it was 339,000 is
Yes. Yeah.
congratulations. Congratulations.
147 and how much renovation? Like 89, 90 renovation costs?
Right around 90.
90, right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
like I said earlier, being experienced investors, I think that definitely helps. Finding great contractors, knowing how to negotiate deals,
Mhm.
working with agents like
Mhm.
Corey that find us deals that make sense.
And know how to work those numbers, definitely. You know.
Definitely.
You know.
Definitely.
So now you can pan you can pan it back where I can see both of you guys now.
Hi.
You're back.
You see it?
Well,
All
I
right,
want
now
to
we-
I want to
yeah.
thank you for inviting us into your rehab and sharing the information and your knowledge. I greatly appreciate you guys.
No
And
problem. Anytime.
Yeah.
and if anyone needed to get in contact with you, how can they get in contact with you?
My number or email? Goodness. So email Sheri SHERI.Mitchell _MMC@ymail.com or flippinghouses LLC@gmail.com.
Okay. Now I'm gonna have to spell it out. It's M Bischoff. That's last name BISHOFF at magazytech.com. Magazy's like the river magazine. MAGOTHY. Then
Well,
TH.
this is the thing I like about this show because I learn a lot, right? First of all, I never knew about a river called Magasty, so that just learned something right there.
Pasadena, where God, what is that in Anne Arundel County?
Yeah.
Going out into
Anne
the
Arundel
Chesapeake.
County. You look at his face.
What is the island called? Gibson Island.
Oh, I know about Gibson Island, but I didn't know.
Gibson Island is surrounded by the magazine.
Okay,
yeah.
look, got me there. That's not my area where that's not my area where I conduct business, obviously. And if you guys want to get in contact with me, you can my number is 443-380-0182. And you can also follow me on IG at Agent Cory Banks 007. And also my email address is agentcorybanks@gmail. With that being said, once again, I greatly appreciate you ladies. I'll speak to you very, very soon. What is so funny? What did I do now?
that we're standing out in front of this house yapping on the phone, with the video going. Yeah.
It looks like you guys are video chatting. If it makes you feel better. You're video chatting, okay?
All right. Okay.
This is an advanced video chat.
Okay.
But look,
But
look,
uh,
Corey, you can also find me on Facebook as well, and you can always reach out to Corey. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so with that being said, you guys have a great weekend. Do not have a cookout without me. I want my burgers and hot dogs. So
And he can eat good food
yes,
though.
Yeah.
Good food.
look,
Okay.
Good
look.
food.
So look, when when Sheri met me, everyone said, "Look, you got to feed Corey." I've never seen a situation where
Adam,
you know they pay him in
Apparently,
food.
did I feed you? I don't know.
Yes, she fed me. Yes, I was fed.
We, no, yeah,
I
we
was
were
fed, and here we are. What, like 2 years later? Here we are still. So,
yeah.
but again, thank you guys. I greatly appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Have a great holiday, and
You.
that's to also everyone that's listening as well. Have a great weekend and holiday. And there won't be a show on Monday, obviously. So I'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Yep. All right. See ya.
All right. Thank you. See you
Thanks.
later. All right.
Bye.
So what does he have? A little podcast?